This time of year is often a time of transition. School is winding down, some kids are getting ready to graduate, some are coming back home. It can be a very, very exciting time, but also a stressful one. And here with more on how we can support our children's mental health is Michelle Guerra, a clinical programs manager with Premera Blue Cross. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Oh, thank you for being here. So what should we be thinking about for our children's mental health at this time, would you say?
So just echoing what you talked about, a lot of people think of summer being a really happy time, but it is a period of transition. So kids are coming out of school and from that structure and being with their friends. We have kids that are coming home from college. They might be graduating. And that can be a time of worry. It can create some anxiety for what's coming next. And the younger kids losing that daily structure, again, all transitions, and that can be really stressful. Even if you're not already dealing with some mental health issues, it can be a really common stressor for a lot of kids and a lot of young adults.
That makes sense, and I'm glad you're talking about this because I do think like summer, it's all fun, but
right.
When you eliminate that structure, like I was always a structure kid, I appreciated
exactly
that in my life.
Yes.
And these talks can obviously be tough. So what can we do to really normalize these conversations?
So these can be tough conversations, absolutely. I think the more we get comfortable having them, the more people will be comfortable talking about the emotional stressors that they might be having or their worries. So if sometimes people or young children, young adults may not necessarily want to talk to their parents about that. They may choose a confidant of some kind. So it could be a coach, it could be a counselor, a teacher. Any of those individuals might be someone that a young adult or a young person might go to talk to. I think the most important thing is that if they choose, if you're chosen to be that person, is to really seize the moment and put down your phone, put down your screens, and really be there for them and be present, listen, empathize, and really validate what they're feeling and try and normalize like what they're feeling and what they're going through is probably more common what they think, so that they don't feel that they're so different. The other thing is that we don't necessarily need technical training to be that person to help them in the moment. We just really need our ears and we need our attention and to validate their emotions and to be able to support them.
So they're not alone. And there are also great things people can do outside of the traditional healthcare space too to help support their mental health. What
Absolutely.
are these?
So these can be really, really small things. So when we think about our total health and wellness, we have physical health and then our mental health. So they're connected. And so if we take time to nurture our physical health, so physical activity, even just going out for a walk, making sure that we are eating healthy. So we're talking about the color of the rainbow on your plate is super important. Those things can also help our emotional health. And then the other thing is taking little moments for self-care. So that can be going for a walk. It could be journaling, whatever you find enjoyable can help. And then making that part of a routine. So we were talking about routine earlier, having a regular routine, getting regular sleep, waking up at the regular time, going to bed at a regular time can really help our mental health and then also our total health and wellness.
Yeah, I feel like that would get down your anxiety when you know what to expect when you're putting yourself to bed, you know it's time. And kids might not show the same signs as adults, but there are some things that may indicate a bigger issue. Can you talk about this?
Yes, so kids are not necessarily little mini adults, and so when they are under stress, they may show that differently. So they may talk about physical symptoms like headaches or stomach aches. They may show a decrease in confidence, being overly critical, worrying about the future, having poor concentration, maybe also acting out. So some definite signs and symptoms that parents might notice in their child if they're having a hard time.
Great. And for those who feel like they're struggling with their mental health, this can be anyone, how can we get help for ourselves or a loved one?
Right. So if someone's coming to you and they're talking to you, again, being there, listening to them, asking questions, validating, and if we're talking about young people or children, starting with their doctor, their pediatrician. The good thing is you don't have to be alone when you're working with your mental health health issues, you can see a professional just like you would if you have a physical health condition like asthma. You can go to see a pediatrician. They're physicians. They can diagnose a mental health condition, and then they can also talk about what comes next. What are the next best steps for that child, and possible treatment options. For people who are really having a hard time and really struggling, or even maybe feeling like they're suicidal, we want people to not be afraid to ask for help, to really reach out. We want them to know that there are people to support them. And even in the immediacy, there are resources like the 988 Lifeline. So that it's free, it's confidential, it's 24/7. You can text, you can go online and chat, and you've got somebody there on the other line who is there for you, who's listening with empathy and no judgment, and that's available for everybody.
Thank you so much for being here today. We
Absolutely.
really appreciate
Thank you so much.
it. And if you'd like to learn more about what we discussed today with Premera Blue Cross, be sure to go to the website that you see right there on your screen.
This portion of New Day Northwest is sponsored by Premera Blue Cross.